What is going on, Colts Nation? Welcome back to another episode of Bring the Juice. Guys, just wanted to bring a practice report for Wednesday. Let me get this set up here. Got my mic all messed up here, but I'll fix it at some point. Anyways, so first couple things. Anthony Richardson placed on the IR today. Means that he will miss at least the next 4 weeks. We all kind of expected that was going to happen once we heard about the injury. Again, the Colts have said that Shane Steichen stated that he is not sure whether or not surgery is going to be a thing. They said that they're just going to talk with the doctors and continue to check on AR to see how he is doing with his rehab. If he rehabs for a little bit and they have to do surgery, then, that's what it is. And if at some point they realize that they don't need to have the surgery, then, we'll see him most likely at some point later in the season. I just certainly hope that we get to a point where Anthony Richardson doesn't have to get the surgery many, many, many weeks beyond this, right? If Anthony Richardson realizes he needs the surgery, I would much rather him decide that quickly rather than waiting too long, right? But again, we'll have to wait. And see what the doctors say. Obviously, it's an opinion's not been strong enough to convince him to get a surgery right now. So, I'm sure that his shoulder is probably still really stressed right now. So I'm sure probably in a week or so, a week or two, they'll probably have a better idea of where he is with his shoulder. I'm sure a lot of it is just resting it and trying to get inflammation down and trying to work it to make sure that he's not putting too much pressure on the shoulder. So obviously we're going to have to wait a while, but nevertheless, Anthony Richardson out for at least the next month. Most likely we won't see him until after our bye week, if we see him at all this year. But we'll keep you guys updated on that. Jonathan Taylor talking today again about, him having a first real full week of practice, being able to finally get that work in, make him feel a little better about his performance going into this next Sunday against Jacksonville. Go ahead and talk about some of the players who were on the practice report today. Tight end Mo Alie-Cox still in concussion protocol, did not practice today. So it'll be interesting to see how that is handled. Braden Smith sat out of practice today. It said he had a foot/wrist injury. I don't know if it's really injury related or if it's more just rest. But he obviously sat out. Again, Braden Smith, just one of those guys that, I don't really care if he practices or not. We just got to wait and see how he is. Obviously, not something too concerning, but going on guys who are back, defensive end Kwity Paye and tackle Bernhard Raimann both had full participations at practice. Remember, Bernhard Raimann was about 50-50 on whether or not they were going to play him at the end of last week, and ultimately chose not to play him. Really hoping that Bernhard Raimann will be back this week and be able to take on this Jacksonville defense. But he's on the right track. Sounds like he's almost ready to go. Kwity Paye, I don't remember if he practiced on Friday or not, but yeah, he was a full participant in practice again today. Again, great sign. It's always a great sign when the players are full participation at practice very early in it, right? Because then it gives them more time to, think about being out of the protocol. It gives them more time to get practice in, and then, of course, makes it to where it feels like you're more comfortable with giving them the go on whether or not they're out of the protocol. And then, of course, Shaq Leonard with the groin injury last week where he didn't practice at all, was a full participant at practice today, which is fantastic news. You really like to see that. Really hope that we'll continue to see him be ready because, this linebacker group definitely feeds off of him, and we really need him to be ready for this game. But that's going to do it for this one, guys. Like I said, Braden Smith, Mocha, Ali Cox, only a couple guys that didn't practice. Shaq Leonard, Quiddy Pay, Bernard Ryman, all who missed the game last week, all full participation at practice today. But that's going to do it for this one, guys. Let me know your thoughts on this. Thank you so much for tuning in. And as always,